Immortal! How?
You said it yourself, bitch. We're the Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's been almost 2 years since Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 came out, and after its release, James Gunn didn't seem too eager to come back for another one. That said, he's not shutting the door on someone else taking over. If that happens, though, he has one condition. They need to bring their own vision instead of just copying his style. I think as long as somebody brings themselves to it and doesn't just try to copy that style, I think it can be really amazing. And there are so many directors I would like to do that, and I would love to see it happen, he told Esquire Middle East in April 2023. If Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4 happens, it could take a different direction with a new team. The comics have had versions of the Guardians, and Volume 3 set up a fresh lineup that we might see more of in the MCU. At the end of Volume 3, Peter Quill heads back to Earth, and Mantis sets off on her own journey. Rocket becomes the new leader, while Nebula and Drax stay on Nowhere to run the city. In the mid-credit scene, we see Rocket's new team, which includes Kraglin, Cosmo, Groot, Adam Warlock, and Phyla, likely the MCU's version of Phyla Vell. It's a strong lineup, but whether they can carry a movie on their own is still up in the air. One thing we do know for sure is that Chris Pratt's Star-Lord will return, as confirmed in the post-credit scene. This even caught Karen Gillan by surprise. She admitted in March 2024 that she didn't remember seeing that part in the script, or maybe just forgot. If Volume 4 happens, we could see the return of Bradley Cooper as Rocket, Sean Gunn as Kraglin, Will Poulter as Adam Warlock, and Vin Diesel as Groot. Karen Gillan might also come back as Nebula, but even she's unsure at this point. Karen Gillan isn't sure if Nebula will be back after Volume 3. When she wrapped filming, she shared on Instagram that this might be Nebula's final chapter, thanking James Gunn for giving her such a complex and interesting character to play. As for Mantis, she left the Guardians to do her own thing, but hopefully, Pom Klementieff will return in the role. If it were up to us, she'd get her own solo movie, but sadly it's not. That said, there's still a lot of potential for her story in the MCU. Mantis was revealed to be Ego's biological daughter and Peter Quill's half-sister, and now she's out in the universe figuring out who she is without the Guardians or her celestial father. There are some wild cosmic storylines from Marvel Comics that could be adapted to explore her character even further. Given Clementieff's recent comments, Mantis returning might be more likely than ever. Pom Klementieff recently told Agents of Fandom at this year's Superhero Comic-Con that she's always open to returning to the MCU. While some of her Guardians co-stars see Volume 3 as the end of the road, Mantis' story might just be getting started. There's no confirmation of another Guardians movie yet, and so far, Chris Pratt's Star-Lord is the only one officially set to return. But Mantis could continue her journey in a special presentation. Marvel has only released 2 of these, Werewolf by Night and the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, both of which were well received. So it's a little surprising they haven't made more. A special presentation could be the perfect way to explore Mantis' solo adventure without committing to a full movie. One great storyline for this would be Marvel Comics' Celestial Madonna arc. In the comics, Mantis is revealed to be the Celestial Madonna, destined to give birth to an incredibly powerful child, the Celestial Messiah. While the MCU hasn't touched on this yet, it would make sense since she's the daughter of a Celestial. Like Peter Quill, she might have hidden abilities waiting to be unlocked. This storyline also connects Mantis to the Avengers in the comics, so she could eventually make her way back to Earth and reunite with Peter. It could even introduce a more comic-accurate swordsman, bring in the cosmic Kotati race, and establish Mantis as a major hero outside the Guardians. Plus, it could give a certain underwhelming MCU villain a much-needed comeback. I'd love to see other Marvel heroes join the MCU's new Guardians of the Galaxy, and at the top of my list is Captain Marvel. Carol Danvers has never been a Guardian in the comics, but the MCU could change that. After the Marvels flopped at the box office, becoming the lowest-grossing Marvel Studios movie ever, another solo film for Captain Marvel doesn't seem likely. Since she works well in a team, the Guardians could be the perfect new home for her. She's already had run-ins with some of the same villains as the Guardians, like Ronan the Accuser and Korath the Pursuer, and she's based in space anyway. Plus, with Monica Rambeau trapped in another universe, Carol is going to need some serious backup to bring her home, and the Guardians could be just the team to help her do it. Next up is Eros. Harry Styles still hasn't made his big return to the MCU, but a new Guardians of the Galaxy movie could be the perfect place for it. He first appeared as Eros, Thanos' brother, in an Eternals post-credit scene, but since a sequel to Eternals isn't looking likely, his MCU future has been unclear. That said, Kevin Feige has confirmed there are plans for Styles' character. In the comics, Eros was part of the Dark Guardians, a version of the team that came together to stop Thanos from being resurrected. With Thanos gone in the MCU, Eros could join the Guardians in a storyline that brings back the franchise's most infamous villain. Moving on, we have Quasar. The chances of Quasar showing up in the MCU just got a lot better thanks to the Marvels. The franchise has already teased his cosmic artifacts, first in Ms. Marvel as Kamala Khan's mystical bangles, and then the Marvels confirmed them as the MCU's version of the quantum bands. In the comics, these bands grant Quasar incredible powers given to him by the entity Eon to serve as its champion. While Wendell Vaughn is the most well-known Quasar, he's not the only one. In fact, one version of the character is already in the MCU, Phyla Vell, who joined the new Guardians team at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Whether she eventually takes on the Quasar mantle remains to be seen, but the setup is definitely there. Next up is Beta Ray Bill. Fans have been waiting for Beta Ray Bill to join the MCU for a while, and he's technically already part of it, at least in name. Thor Ragnarok teased his existence with a monument on Sakaar honoring past Gladiator champions, including Bill's face carved into stone. Originally, he was even supposed to have a cameo in the film, but Marvel decided to hold off for a bigger role in the future. In the comics, Beta Ray Bill, basically a horse version of Thor, has been part of a Guardians of the Galaxy lineup featuring MCU heroes like Ant-Man and The Thing. With his raw power and unique look, he'd be a perfect addition to Rocket's new team. And lastly, we have Wonder Man. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II is no stranger to superheroes, having played both Dr. Manhattan in Watchmen and Black Manta in Aquaman. Now, he's making the jump to the MCU as Simon Williams, aka Wonder Man, in an upcoming 8-episode series. In the comics, Wonder Man has been part of a version of the Guardians of the Galaxy under the name Hollywood, a nod to his acting career. With his energy-based powers and sarcastic personality, he could bring a fun dynamic to the team, especially under Rocket's leadership. Well, that's a wrap for today. What do you think about a potential Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4? Would you want to see Rocket's new team in their own movie, or should they just pop up in other MCU projects? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on the MCU and other exciting upcoming movies and series. We'll see you next time.